Hi, Valentino. So good to have you here on the podcast.
Thank you, Rufus, for the invitation. I'm really excited.
Me as well. Do you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Sure. I'm Valentino. I'm Italian, even though I live for 8 years now here in Vienna. I'm a body therapist of the Grinberg method. So, in a nutshell, my job is to teach people to pay attention to their body, to the physical sensation that they feel throughout their life, in order to use those physical sensations as a compass to take decision, to better understand which is their position, for example, in front of a situation, and so on. This because, as I said, throughout our day, we are bombarded by physical sensations. Some are nicer, like for example, you receive a nice message from your mother, from a friend of yours, and you feel this nice sensation in the body. Others are a little bit more tricky to get in touch with, like for example, when we get angry at someone or when we are anxious or afraid. So there are those physical sensations that tell us, hey, you're angry, or hey, you're scared. But we somehow learn to numb those sensations because we have learned that we cannot be angry, or that being, scared is like being weak. So we tend to numb those sensations. And how we do it, since they are physical sensations, we do it in the body by tensing up, by holding, by shallowing our breath, in order not to feel those sensations. The point is that by doing this, we contract the body, okay? We waste a lot of energy. We create tensions where there shouldn't be tensions, okay? So this also causes, on a long run, chronic conditions. And the most important aspect for me is that we don't get in touch with our emotions, because those sensations are just the physical signals that we are experiencing a sensation, that we're experiencing an emotion. So in front, for example, of our boss, we feel this sensation of anxiety, for example, because the boss is a very strong figure, a strong character, and I'm intimidated by him or her. The point is that if I don't allow myself to experience this anxiety, this anxiety, and on the contrary, we do our best not to feel it, we cannot use this anxiety for the reason our body produces it. So, for example, anxiety in this case wants me to face my boss in a clear way, being clear on what to answer to the boss, okay? But if we numb ourselves, if we contract our body, we don't breathe enough. So it means that we don't get enough clarity in our mind. So we start to be hard to follow what the boss is saying. And also I start feeling very overwhelmed in that situation. I feel that I want that it stops as soon as possible. So this, if we don't get in touch with our anxiety. But if in that situation, we first of all relax our muscles, we breathe deeply, we allow ourselves to experience this sensation that is nothing else than a boost of energy in order to be more clear in that moment, more focused. So we can face the meeting with our boss in a totally different way, because we are more present, because we are more clear, because we are more reactive to what the boss is saying. Just by relaxing, just by breathing, and just by agreeing also that, yes, we are anxious because this is our boss. That's it. So we have kind of two options. One is numbing and not getting in touch with the anxiety that lead us to be numb, to be a little bit unclear, and actually to repeat what always happens when we face our boss. Option two is to relax. Agree that we are anxious, there is nothing bad in it, breathe, and be clear, and actually having the meeting with our boss at our 100%. And this just by feeling, and allowing in the body.
Okay. Wow, now I'm even more excited about the conversation because you already said so many things. But let's maybe take a step back. Because how did you actually find this method? How did that develop for you?
So, long story short, I was doing a totally different job that was not exciting me. Okay, I was satisfied, but I was not happy with the job that I had at that time. So I took the occasion that I was in Vienna, which is a place where you can experience many different things on many different levels. And I was interested in that period into body energy. And this research led me to do yoga, to try other methodologies. And I end up doing a workshop with the Grinberg method, in which they were actually introducing the 3 years education. And it was clear since the beginning of the workshop that this is what I was searching for. Something that was, first of all, let me get in touch with this thing that I was interested about, the body energy. And also giving me a tool with which I can teach people something. What brought me here to Vienna was a long path of discovering more myself. And during this path, with psychotherapy, I gained some tools that were allowing me to understand better what was happening to me. Really kind of being inside of a problem and having a external point of view on it and really understanding what was happening. So this zoom in and zoom out was also allowing me to support like friends in dealing with their like daily life issues. Okay, just kind of going with them with this zoom out and then zoom in again into the problem. And this was really fulfilling me. The fact that I was supporting people in actually getting a different point of view and understanding better what was happening to them was really making me happy. And this is the happiness that I was searching in my job, really finding a meaning that was not just, I was a designer before, okay, yeah, my product got designed, got produced, and now it's sold everywhere, and yeah, good job. There was not this fire inside of me. It was really like kind of going on rails. So I studied industrial design and I have to be a designer for the rest of my life. In that moment I said, no, I want to do something else. I want that my job, my energy, my time has a meaning, a higher meaning than just designing stuff. And through the Grinberg method, actually I found this meaning. I can finally being very supportive to people, not just with the product, but with something that they learn and that they can implement in their life and make a switch, make a change, make a shift in their life. And this is something that is really important to me. It's like the fuel, what gives me energy to do this job.
I see. You already mentioned, like before you found this Grinberg method, you dove into yoga and different modalities. Like, what is the special thing about the Grinberg method? Like, why did it resonate for you that much?
It resonated with me because it was really, how can I say, concrete and pragmatic. Concrete and pragmatic in an experiential way. It means that what you experience with the Grinberg method, it's something that you can really learn from, because it's not so much something that you have to think about, that is like a mind process. In the session, what you learn is what you experience. So is true, is real, it's happening to you, you can feel it. And not only you can feel it in the sessions and train your attention in order to feel it also outside of the session. And what you feel in the session, that, for example, we are working on fear, the fear that you feel during the session is the same fear that you feel also in your daily life. And this connection, since it's something that doesn't come through a mind process, you didn't think about it, you lived it, you experienced it. This is the link that makes it so concrete, so real.
Since we two have actually been working together, I can definitely confirm that it's very experiential and that I could feel it. And I will describe it a little bit later specifically. But I think also one of the rather fun things was like how you get to know your clients in a specific way, is because you also look at their feet. What can you read on the feet?
So the foot reflexology part was the part that kind of fascinated me the most at the beginning, because so first of all, why the Grinberg method look at the feet of people? Because when we stand, okay, the feet carry the weight of our body. So it depends on how we hold ourselves. Like, for example, if I keep one shoulder higher than the other one, there will be a sign on one foot that is not present on the other foot. So this gives me some clues on how you stand up in life. Okay. And it can give me clues on what you do physically in the body, but also what you do emotionally, how you hold back your emotion, which emotions you hold back. Of course, I don't see your feet and I immediately understand who is in front of me. I always have to ask the person, because one sign and maybe the same sign on two different people can lead to two different possibilities. So there is always an interpretation that I have to do, but through questions that I ask to the client. Because, so the reason why I use it is also because many times people come to me with a very clear aim in their mind. Like, for example, on a physical level, like, I want to get rid of this chronic headache. The point is that they are so focused with something that actually is bringing in their life suffering because of the headache.
It's far down the line, sort of.
Sorry?
It's like far down the line on the symptom side, not necessarily.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But it's totally normal, because they are struggling with something that is influencing negatively their life. So through foot reflexology, I can understand that maybe, for example, your headache is not so much something that it's happening in the head. It's just a product of something that you do, for example, in your jaws, in your neck, in your shoulders. And I can see those signs in the feet. I can ask the client, and maybe the client can say, no, I have nothing to my jaws. Okay, perfect. What about your neck? Yes, the neck, actually, I have a very stiff neck. Perfect. So let's work on your headache. Not so much on the symptoms itself, but on what causes it. And through foot reflexology, I can have clues on that. If not, if I wouldn't have this tool of reading the feet, I would go immediately on the headache, with the consequence that, yes, you might not have headache anymore, but after a couple of months, you will be back to me because the headache got back. Why? Because we didn't work on the root of the headache, but just on the symptoms. So my discipline, my methodology is a holistic methodology, because we don't look just at the symptom. We look at the symptom in the complexity, in the context of the body. Oops.
Fascinating. I'm not sure if this is the correct way of looking at it, but it somewhat seems like when you talk about the body, it seems like experiences from the past are somewhat stored in the body. Is this correct, or? And why is that actually?
Yeah, so not really. It's not that we carry around like pockets in our body with this is my grandmother that was beating me, this is the teacher that was humiliating me, and so on. It's just that we learn in our life. There are moments in which we learn more than others. Moments that somehow they are so important, they are so impactful in our life that we learn that in that time, in that moment, I kind of survived by doing something. So I repeat this strategy over and over again. Now, let's go back to the grandmother beating me. It's not true, my grandmother never beaten me, but so if, for example, I learned that as soon as I was feeling that there was the threat of being beaten by my grandmother, I was doing something to protect myself, like for example with the right shoulder, okay? Every time in the future that I will feel the same sensations, okay? It might not be that there is someone that wants to beat me, but the sensation that I feel, this fear that I feel, makes me immediately do this. This is a pattern, okay? Because it's something that I learned in the past. No mama, no grandmother, don't beat me, okay? And I redo it like over and over again, with the consequence that if I, for example, I'm in a period of my life in which there is a lot of fear, for example, and I keep on doing this, okay? Of course, not so strong, a little bit less.
Yeah.
So it creates like chronic conditions because I cannot breathe properly, because there are tensions in my right shoulder that shouldn't be there, and so on. So it's not that I carry fear on my right shoulder. It's just that every time that I face fear in my life or violence in my life, I do this immediately.
It's a strategy.
Exactly. It's a strategy. It's a coping mechanism that I am not aware of, okay? That cause me problems, because it can cause me a chronic condition, because the fact that I never get in touch with fear, and so on. And of course, sorry, another thing that I want to add.
Sure.
As soon as I recognize this thing, and as soon as I relax the shoulder, okay, when I face this event that triggered this response in me, I can finally experience fear. So it's not that fear was stored here, and by relaxing it, I can get free in the body, okay? It's just that when I drop it, I can finally experience fear in its pure form, not as a mind concept. And also, many times during the sessions, when I relax some parts of me that I always hold, what gets released in the body is the energy that was stored there, okay? The energy, not the emotion itself. The energy, because if you think like the shoulder should be like this, okay? This is a muscle of the shoulder, very nice, very smooth. But if I always keep it tense like this, inside here, there is a lot of energy that that I need in order to contract the muscle. But when you relax this muscle, okay, all this energy here is finally free to move in the body. And this is the tingling sensation that many times people experience during the sessions. And they can also bring to some emotional release. But again, not because there was fear here, because just when I open myself to experience this energy and experience relaxation in my body, emotions start flowing.
Is it that one of the reasons why people are tensing up is in order not to feel these emotions?
Definitely.
Or is that just a byproduct? Or
No, definitely. The reason why we tense up is because we don't want to experience those emotions.
Because they are overwhelming.
Because they are overwhelming, yes, but why they are overwhelming?
Why are they overwhelming?
Because we never learn to experience them. Look, we grow up, okay, in a society that tell us you cannot be scared To boys, especially, you cannot be scared. If not, you look like a girl. Or to girl, you cannot be angry. You look like a boy. So this is like a lot of craps that we grow up with that don't allow us to experience our emotion, to get in touch with them. How many times I've heard, you don't cry. Why? I'm sad. I need to cry. Why should I hold myself back? So you learn it when you are a kid, and then you repeat over and over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. Because as a society, we don't want to fully experience our emotions. Mm-hmm. We just grow up with concept around it. So we have the concept that anger is violence, that mm-hmm. fear makes us weak, that sadness is for girls. Mm-hmm. Bullshit. Mm-hmm,
mm-hmm. I think the association in society between anger and violence is particularly true. I think it's strongly associated with violence. What do you think is like a healthy relationship with anger? And
the healthy relationship with anger is that. So look. This is unfortunately very eradicated in our society, and this is the main reason why people they never experienced anger in their life. Okay, a pure anger, not the product of held anger. And now I tell you what. So anger is an emotion that wants to stop something that is hurting us or that is going to hurt us. Okay, on different levels, there is someone that wants to beat us up, okay? And mm-hmm. anger comes up in order to be strong in that moment and face the threat, or also run away if the threat is stronger. Mm-hmm. Okay, on minor level, anger is also what raises up when, for example, our boss wants us to be always at work for extra working hours, okay? And, for example, we have a family at home that is waiting for us. So anger is that thing that, but I want to go home, okay? Mm-hmm. To, let's say, different situations that trigger anger in us. So anger, it's something that just want to, as I said before, or face the person that want to hurt us, or run away from this person, or just say no, a clear, decisive no to your boss. I have a family at home and I want to spend time with them. I already overworked blah, blah, bblah hours. So no, I'm sorry, I go back home. This is anger. So why we always we think that anger and violence are the same thing? Because, sorry, I changed a little bit.
Sure.
Anger, it's something that want to stop something that is going to hurt us, okay? Mm-hmm. Violence, it's something that want to hurt. It's different. Anger, it's something like a self-protection. Violence is attacking someone for any reason. Okay,
they're not the same,
but they are not exactly. They are not the same. When anger becomes violence, when I hold back anger, mm-hmm. when I hold back anger so much that actually anger doesn't disappear. Anger, like we create like a container in us that we fill up with anger towards our boss, anger towards the traffic, anger towards the granny that skipped the queue in the post office, blah, blah, blah. This level rise up because in our mind we say, no, I cannot say something to that old lady. Or for example, I cannot say no to my boss. And this anger doesn't disappear, stays in us. And it gets out many times in an explosive way in situations in which we allow ourselves to be angry, like, for example, with people close to us. So I hold back anger. I go back home and I start and explode with my partner, with my children, with my parents, with my friends. Yeah, but this is not anger, or at least this is not the anger that was right to use in that moment. There is the anger of that moment, of the granny in the post office, of your boss, of the traffic, or blah, 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 blah. And those poor people, they get a huge amount of anger in the same moment that, yes, can also transform itself into violence because it's too much and because we become blind in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
But if we learn, first of all, that anger is not the same as violence, and we allow ourselves to experience violence, experience anger, not just as a concept, but really feel it in the body, and realizing that it's actually not explosive, that it's something very calm, very steady. They make us strong in order to stop what was going to hurt us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I go back home and I don't have explosions.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, maybe I go back home and I find the apartment that is a mess and I get angry with my partner, but not in the same way. In the way that, hey, why is such a mess? Please fix it, tie it up. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Without throwing stuff, without making a drama, without shouting, and so on.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. And maybe likewise, why is sadness and crying, why are they not weaknesses?
They are not weak, no, they are not weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, so sadness, crying is more an act than an emotion. But sadness is a moment of silence that we need to commemorate someone that we lost, something that we lost, a moment in which we lost a part of ourselves.
Wow.
And sadness is a moment that allows us to get into this space of silence in which we can fully concentrate and fully suffer for something.
Mm-hmm.
And especially for men, this is something that has been taken away from us with the education that I was saying before. And I can tell you that when a person learns to embrace sadness, that the quality of life totally changes.
Mm-hmm.
Really.
Because you're actually experiencing the full range of your emotions, right?
Exactly. All the range of all emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And sadness, it's something that doesn't make you weak at all. It just makes you more human, more sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
It makes more sensible, not sensitive, more empathic also with other people. When we allow our sadness in us, we can also better connect with other people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I found it also so interesting on the beginning when you said that like anxiousness, that it can be like a rush of energy actually. I think that's so fascinating.
Yeah. Look, anxiety is a shade of fear, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Fear, it's something that is a boost of energy in our body.
Mm-hmm.
Fear, actually we are alive thanks to fear. Because if you imagine, so before crossing the road, you look left and right. Why? Because you're scared of dying. Also in the past.
A very important function, actually.
Yeah. Also in the past. Fear is what was allowing us to run faster than a predator. And not only having this boost of energy that was making us faster, but also more sharp and attentive to find a safe shelter close by. This is fear. Fear is not trembling in a corner and say, "Oh, I'm miserable." This is not fear. This is your way to cope with fear. Okay? And when we allow us to experience fear, we realize that our senses get heightened, that we are physically stronger, that we can think things that we were not imagined before, like solving problems that were with us for month and month, like for example, economical issues. When we allow ourselves to experience the fear of not having money, we immediately find the solution. Maybe not immediately, but we reach the clarity in mind that allow us to find a way out of our issue. This is fear. Yeah, and not the thing that we learn to address as fear. It's just really is mainly product of our education, that everything must be less. Be less. No, don't be so loud. Okay. Don't be so outstanding. Don't catch the attention of people. Everything in order to be less and less and less, to kind of hold ourselves back in situation.
Interesting. Do you? And this is kind of a a question that just came to mind. Do you think that your Italian background kind of gives you an edge in that area, because Italians are like known to be very expressive with their hands and so on?
Yeah, we are very expressive with hands. But this is not a skill that allows us to get more in touch with our emotions. Like, I'm Italian.
No, I mean, this is the stereotype, of course, but I think like maybe there is something in the background.
No. Look, and of course there are. It is a very societal thing. Okay, there are some society that promote more some emotions than others. Okay, so as Italian, yes, there are maybe some emotions that are more welcome somehow, but this is also
very individual.
Yeah, definitely. It's individual and is made by the ground when you grow up. Yeah, and the education that you receive.
Sure. When we were working together, you explained to me that the Grinberg method that you're working with is not so much that you are working on my body, but that we're working together on also like expanding the awareness of the patterns and so on. Can you expand on how that works exactly?
So first of all, the Grinberg method would be impossible without the presence and participation of the client. Okay, if not, it would be just me touching you and that's it. So what we do during the session is learning together about patterns. Okay, I have my skills, so I have my tools to bring your attention to different parts of the body, but without your attention in that moment of what is happening in the body, of what you're experiencing, or what you're feeling, my work would be useless. Okay, so for that reason is a work that we do together.
Is that sort of what makes it sustainable? Because it's not like you're just massaging something out of the body, but you're actually like helping me change the pattern, right?
Not changing, but stopping the pattern. Okay, I support you in learning about the pattern. I agree that you do something because in that moment you are feeling it. Okay, and I teach you to stop it in order to welcome what comes after. So, for example, again to the anxiety and boss. Okay, you go to the boss as soon as you open the room, you're tense like this. Okay, and this is just the way you cope with anxiety. During the session, I bring your attention in those areas, okay, through my touch, but also through your attention because you feel that you are doing this, okay? And I teach you to relax into it and to welcome what comes after, which is, by the way, your anxiety, the anxiety that you were trying to keep down. So as when you go to your boss, you can recognize, fuck, Lucas, I'm doing it again. Valentino told me it. So I learned with Valentino how to face it. Okay. I let go. I breathe deeply. I feel this boost of energy. I go in the room and suddenly I'm not scared anymore of my boss. It doesn't mean that. So it means that I can talk with the boss without holding my breath, without tensing up my shoulders, being attentive to what the boss is saying, being quick in responding, for example, to, questions, in answering to questions, or whatever. So being 100% there, present with my boss and also with my fear.
You already mentioned it a little bit, but I think it was just such a fascinating experience. Like this was always towards the end of the sessions, or getting really strong at the end of the sessions. There was always this like really bubbly feeling, like someone popped the champagne or something, and this was sort of the stored energy that was releasing, right?
Yeah. So what happens, and it really depends by, so sessions are always different. Okay. So people can experience it as a bubbling thing. Other people like tingling sensation. Other people like flow of temperature, change of temperature, and so on. But what happens is that by letting go of areas of the body that you learn to keep tense, to contract, okay? There is this flow, this energy that starts flowing in the body. With this energy also is usually coupled with some jumps in the muscles, maybe some trembling, shaking as well. And this is just the body that is kind of processing all this energy that shakes the muscle that were tense, kept tense for a very long time. All those shivers, the shivers. So all my clients, they experience this shiver like, I feel alive. Okay. It's like, it's body work, because you stop doing something, there is energy, and the body that is very smart uses this energy in order to also heal itself. This is the same energy that, for example, when I work with people after injuries, okay, after injuries, also surgery, this is really a healing energy. This is an energy that was stored in the body. Then when it gets released, it goes immediately where there is the scar, where the operation took place, and so on. Why? Because the body is smart and send energy where is needed. Because we, stupid, we're holding it back.
Oh, that's pretty cool. What are boundaries and why are they important?
So, boundaries are... Good question. Boundaries are an area around us in which we feel protected, we feel safe. Is not only physical, of course. It means that if I come too close to you, you start feeling like, okay, like you are trespassing something, but can also be more emotional, okay? Boundaries, just you draw a line and you say, this is my boundary, and you cannot trespass this boundary, okay? And they are important because let us feel safe.
And
please,
do you want to expand on it?
Yes. Yeah. And the problem with those boundaries is that, again, education. We have been said that sometimes you cannot put those boundaries because, this is the friend of yours, this is the brother of yours, this is your boss, and so on. So those boundaries are very weak and people can pass through them very easily. The point is that why we set those boundaries? Because we don't want to suffer. Okay, not just only physically, but like, I don't know, for example, there is something that I don't want to do. Okay, it doesn't cause me like, doesn't make me suffer physically, but emotionally.
I just don't want it.
Exactly. I don't want it. So, as I said, many times those boundaries are weak. So we let too many people pass those boundaries. Okay. And this, since boundaries is made in order not to suffer, trigger our anger. And thanks to anger, thanks to this strength, this power that we gain when we get angry, okay, we can set again in a clear way those boundaries in order that those boundaries are clear for the person in front of us, and that we establish those boundaries in a way that the person understands them. Because with anger, we become very decisive. We become very strong in communicating.
Very decisive. That's interesting. Do you think that people who have trouble deciding between options, that they may have suppressed anger? Or
yeah, definitely. I mean, many people tell to themselves stories about the boundaries that got repressed. Okay.
Like they rationalize why they didn't. Like
they justify the fact that someone step over the boundaries, and they justify, the situation was like this, and and tiki, and what happens? That we suffer, and that in the future we won't be able again to set boundaries, clear boundaries with people in order not to suffer.
What if you clearly set a boundary, but the other person just don't care?
Change person. Look, if I set clear boundaries, okay, and the person doesn't respect them, I should ask myself, why am I wasting time with this person that doesn't understand me?
But what if the person is my boss, and I can maybe change boss, change job, but I need the money?
Yeah, and there you have to find a solution. You have to find, a solution. You have to ask to yourself, the way I'm suffering because the boss is doing this and this and this to me, is it really worth the money that I get there? Yeah. I know that it's not easy to set boundaries. I know it because I also struggle a lot with them. And especially in situation in which is really forbidden to set boundaries because he's your boss. My God, no, it's my boss. Is not my owner. Okay, so if on the contract is written that I have to work from 2, and the boss always keep me overtime, I can understand 1 or 2 times. Okay, but if it start to be a routine, it's not good. I'm not living my life to just to work for you. I also have a life outside of work. And if I allow myself to feel this anger that those boundaries, even written on the contract, get not respected, okay, I can go to my boss and not being arrogant or being attacking or being violent somehow, but just clearly saying, hey, did you notice that this happened? And did you notice that in the contract there is written something else? Yes, I would like that you respect the contract. You say it once, you say it twice, you say it 3 times. At a certain point, you also have to face with the fact that your boss doesn't understand you or that your boss doesn't want to understand you. Okay, thank you. I never signed a contract that will be here forever. So let's search for something else.
I see.
It's because look, is many times is really like a tendency that we have just to bend ourselves, okay, and to find excuses for that. Yes, he's my boss. Yes, he's my mother. Yes, he's my girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Yes, but also no. I mean, look at yourself. Really pay attention to what is happening. Pay attention to how you're living your life in that moment and realize if it's maybe worth to make some changes in order to get improvement in your life. And yes, those changes are not easy because when you have to resign and searching for a different job, yes, it's not easy. A lot of fear of, oh my God, I will make it. Or, oh my God, will be the new workplace worse than the one that I live, is an option.
Okay.
But there is also the option that the new workplace is a way better, that you get respected not only as a worker, but as a human being. There are plenty of possibilities. But if we don't allow ourselves to make the change, we will be stuck forever with the same repetition of things, staying over at work and being frustrated and going back home with this frustration and anger, and maybe get exploding with my partner for very little and meaningless things. It's a cycle.
Breathing seems like the simplest thing, but why is it sometimes so hard for people? Like, why do people have to learn it?
Because, as you said, it's simple but not easy. No, the point is that the breath is the first thing that we tend to control in tricky situations, okay? Because when we breathe and we don't hold back our breath, we are present. It means that there is enough oxygen that goes in the system. I feel alive in the mind. So when, for example, let's go back to the boss because it's a really fitting example, okay? If, for example, I'm meeting the boss and I hold back my breath, okay? What happens is that I become numb. I kind of stoned somehow because I get less oxygen in the system and everything starts to be blah, blah, blah. So on one side, I achieve what I wanted to achieve, not suffering in that moment, not being present in that moment. On the other side, we get stuck in that situation, okay? So why breathing is so important? First of all, because it's oxygen and is fuel for us. And second, because it connects us to the moment. If instead of being in this cycle of, oh my God, the boss is here, what it wants from me, yakety, 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 okay, I breathe consciously. I first of all stop thinking about all the different scenarios of the reason why the boss came to me, okay? And second, I'm there, I'm present. I gain energy. I calm down. Also, another thing that in order to breathe properly, we also have to relax. So high chances that I also relax, like really physically myself. So for that reason, breathing is very important because it's the first thing that we cut off, because breathing connects us to the now, to the moment. And again, this is something that I want to be clear about. It's about breathing as we can breathe, not doing weird exercises like 2 times in the chest, 1 in the belly, and that is something else. Okay, what I teach to people is to connect to their normal, natural breath in order to know it, in order to also to understand the possibilities that they have when they breathe, not when they do exercises, but when they breathe naturally.
Yes. Okay. I guess you can't do like a breathing exercise is something that is like meant for like maybe 10 minutes or something anyway, right? It's not something that you do all the time, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a practice. It's
like, because it seems like the bigger issue is that people have like breathing patterns, distorted breathing patterns that they hold over like long periods of time within their everyday life, right? Like if you do like an exercise for 10 minutes, then
but so if you do an exercise for 10 minutes and for the rest of your day you keep on holding your breath, it's totally useless. It's totally useless. Do you want to go into the rabbit hole of breath work?
Sure, why not?
No. The point is that disciplines like, for example, breath work they are very strong, okay? They release a lot of energy in the body.
Mm-hmm.
The point is that those are disciplines, those are practices that you find the time during the day to do, but it's something that you do in that moment, okay? For the rest of the day, you should learn to be in your breath and not to hold it back. Breath work or not breath work, pranayama or not pranayama, okay? That is something that is outside of those practices. It's something that actually is with you for your whole life, breathing. So it's better to learn, first of all, which is the potential of our breath, and learn to connect it as more as we can.
And you told me that it's actually possible that breathing exercise can also like teach you wrong breathing patterns, because you said
so this is really, it depends a lot by the teacher and the student, okay? Happened to me to work with people that they were breathing only in the belly because the yoga teacher told them to breathe only in the belly. Now my question is, why you should breathe only in the belly if you can breathe in the belly and in the chest? If we are designed in order to expand our breath in the belly and in the chest, why we should breathe only in the chest or only in the belly? You can do it during the practice that wants you to breathe in the belly or only in the chest. But for the rest of your life, I find it very idiotic. You're limiting yourself. You're limiting the energy that you can gain from oxygen. So, back. I find very bad how. No, let me reformulate it.
Sure.
So yes, you might misunderstand. I hope that you misunderstood and not that the teacher told you that this was the way you should breathe always. Okay, you might have misunderstood that thing. And the problem is that, again, it really have a bad influence on your life, on your inner organs, on your lungs that cannot expand, on your chest that cannot expand, on the muscles, for example, the breathing in the belly, on the muscles in between the rib cage, that they get very stiff. So, in my opinion, I'm not a scientist, okay? But in my opinion, if we have been designed with the breath that can go down in the belly and up in the chest, we should use it.
Yes. Okay. My next question would be, can you talk about the relationship between politeness and honesty, like relationship or maybe tension as well?
So, in my opinion, there is no relationship between politeness and honesty. Okay? Politeness, it's something that we force ourselves to do in order to be nice.
Yes.
Honesty, it's something that is the expression of what we have inside. Okay? Now, I can maybe use politeness in order to sugarcoat what I have inside, okay, in order to make it nicer.
Yes.
But I would go for the raw honesty. Because many times when we sugarcoat things with politeness, we don't give the right message. We give a message that might be misunderstood. And especially when we are talking about what we have inside, what we want, again, our boundaries, we have to be clear. We have to communicate them in order that they cannot be misunderstood. And many times politeness, changes the message, so it is more digestible from the person in front of us. But high chances that the person in front of us doesn't get what we want to communicate, because instead of saying A, we say C. Okay, what do you understand? Everything but A.
So it seems like the problem is that if you're not authentic, then you're sort of a different person than you actually are, and you're getting really different results.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. You, in that moment, you are not yourself. You are a character. Okay,
and actually, the people are developing a relationship with the character, right? In a way.
You mean the other people? Yes. Yeah. Because we present the super kind and polite person that you can do whatever you want to me, that I never get angry, and then you get used to have a relationship with this person. But this person is not me, or at least this is the person that I want to show on the outside. Okay, due to politeness, due to pattern, due to whatever happened in the past. Okay, but if we remove this layer of politeness from the person, okay, and we incentivize this person to bring to the outside what they have inside without filters, people start to get in touch with the real person, not with the representative that this person was sending to the outside. Okay, and this on many levels, because we do it, for example, in the family, with our parents, with our siblings. We act in a certain way, and then at work we act in a different way, and then maybe with our partner we act in a different way. It's like if, depending on where we are, we kind of wear different masks. Okay, the problem is that those masks, they are hiding behind the real person, and it's better to take it off and just let out what we have inside, without mask, without filters.
I mean, I guess to some degree it's natural, right, to be like different in a different context, but of course it's important to be authentic. I mean, I agree 100%.
Is natural. I don't know how much is natural. I really don't know. I think is
well, for instance, if I'm talking with my little niece and my nephew, I'm sort of talking differently to them because they are kids. But it's,
of course,
authentic.
Yeah,
still,
of
right?
course. But if they do, yes. But there is not so much the person you are in that moment. There is more maybe the way you communicate. Of course, I communicate with a little kid differently than with an old man, or, for example, with a cop. I talk also in a different way. Okay, yeah. But the point is that try to always be yourself in all those different situations.
Sure.
And yes, sometimes it's normal that, and I also sometimes act in a totally different way. Like, for example, I don't know, if I'm busy with something bureaucratical, I try to be the good boy in that moment, because I don't want to be bothered with bureaucratical stuff. I would like that the person on the other side of the counter can really give me the service, because if not, I'm lost. Okay. So yes, there are some moments in which you change your behavior due to the situation you are in. But one thing is when you are aware that you do it. Another thing is that when you just wear those different masks and you're not aware of it.
That's sort of the real problem, right? When it's actually unconscious, because then you can't change it.
Exactly. Because it's not in my power. It is not something that I can control. But if you pay attention and you realize, yes, with that person I always act in this way, and with the other person I'm totally different person. Yes, ask yourself why. Ask yourself, exactly why you do it.
Good question. I found that in your online material. Why are you saying that pain can be a mentor?
Pain can be a mentor because it's through pain that you learn. Pain on a physical level, but also on an emotional level. Okay? you very hardly you learn from positive situation and from positive experiences. Okay? Many times the experience that you learn the most are experiences in which you suffer.
Why is that?
Life. I have
Uh-huh.
no clue. I have no clue, but it's like that. Okay? And in why pain is a teacher? Because it's by embracing pain in every form, okay? Not only physical, but also emotional, that you can learn. Is by allowing yourself to suffer that you learn. We talked before about sadness, for example. It's by embracing sadness that you can find this spot of silence that you need in that moment in order to allow yourself to commemorate, in order also to allow yourself to grow. Yes, is and pain is also one of the main tools that I use to teach people, especially on a physical level. Is look, pain is a signal of our body that there is something wrong. Okay, that we should pay attention to something because there is something wrong happening there. If we run away from pain, we will never learn. Okay, for example, I have pain in my shoulder. Pain in the shoulder is telling me that I'm doing something in the shoulder I shouldn't do. But if I take painkillers, I don't look at this pain and I keep my life like if the pain was not there, I will never learn that maybe I have to relax my shoulder. For that reason, pain is something that teaches you, because pain is a signal that is not very easy to ignore. It's painful.
Yeah, sure.
So for me, it's a very good tool because it's something that when you feel it, you pay attention to it. And you learn the message. That can be relax the shoulder, that can be say no to your boss, there can be many things, but are signal.
This is something that just came to me. Is it maybe, do you think also the difficulty of the situation? Because like when I'm in school and I can choose like easy exercises or maybe harder exercises, perhaps I can learn more from the harder exercises. Is it maybe?
I don't know if those hard exercises are done in order to challenge yourself. Yes.
I mean, it seems sad, right? Like, why can't we learn from happy experiences?
Yeah, I have no clue. Maybe because in happy experiences, nothing changes. If you're happy, you keep it like this, possibly for the rest of your life. If there is something that hurts you, you want to change it because it's hurting you.
If you're happy, you're never trying out other things.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I wish that you can have a really happy life, not just the interpretation that your life is happy when it's not. Okay.
I mean, perhaps it can be that way if you learn fast enough.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe you reach this happiness when you get a master.
There's also that I found online in your material, like in the context of people pleasing. What is the difference between choosing and reacting?
Choosing and reacting, or choosing or adapting?
Like the way I understood was like reacting in the sense of being in autopilot.
This is more adapting than reacting. Yeah. So the difference between choosing and reacting versus adapting is that by adapting, you just bend yourself and you let yourself live instead of living. When you change and you react to a situation, you can change the situation, you can change the experience, you can change the output of the situation. Okay? Back again to our boss. Today is our boss day. So I can choose the thing with the shoulder when I feel anxiety. This is an adaptation. Okay? There is the situation and I adapt to the situation. The situation doesn't change. It's me that I change, that I curb myself in order not to experience this anxiety. Reaction and change come when I get sick of, or more than sick, I realize that I always adapt myself and nothing changes. I get sick of it. I agree that I do it and I choose to change it. So I relax my shoulder. I breathe deeply. I experience my anxiety instead of running away. So you see, on one side, you have something like an old record that keeps on like in loop, keeps on playing in loop. Okay? On the other hand, on the other option, you have someone that take off the, how it's called, the thingy on the vinyl. The stop, the stops the old record and put a new record.
Well, that's a brilliant metaphor, I think.
Yeah.
That's also a question that's quite dear to my heart. Why would you say are smartphones so addictive for so many people?
Because they allow us not to be present. Okay? Look, they are very easy. They're always here with us. We just have to pick them up. Now we don't even have to press a button. The display immediately recognizes us and just like show us colors, okay? And then what we do is just sliding in social media or whatever don't allow us to be present in that moment. I can understand that many times we do it out of boredom, okay? Like for example, in the metro, if you look around, 99% of the people are there like this. And I understand. I mean, you're on a metro, you're going from A to B. It's boring, okay? The point is that this having always something in hands that can distract us also doesn't allow us, for example, to rest. Okay? How many times and how many clients of mine, when I ask, how is resting? I go on the couch, but it's impossible to stay on the couch for 10 minutes without the mobile. Why? Because it distracts us. Because it gives us something to pay attention to that is meaningless most of the time. Because of all the things that we scroll, maybe we keep with us the 1% of the things. Is meaningless. Also from a posture point of view, it's horrible when I see really people like ants like shrimping down on the mobile like this. And as I said, it gives us something that distracts us from something many times that it's important that we pay attention to.
So it's a numbing thing again.
It's a numbing thing. It's a way we have to numb ourselves and not to think about maybe something that scares us. Like, for example, there is a new challenge at work, or my financial situation is not the best in the last period, okay? By scrolling, I don't think about it, okay? When, maybe on the metro, if I don't scroll, I'm there is actually nothing really important to do in that moment, and might come up the idea of, fuck, this month economically is not going very well. And this trigger our fear. So way better to scroll on the mobile so we don't get bothered by fear, by thoughts, by things that are meaningful for us, but that many times they are not very easy to get in touch with, to cope with.
And what would you say is maybe a good strategy to get away from the phone?
Look, the strategy is to pay attention. If you see that the mobile, I mean, there are also people that really enjoy this scrolling, or that there are also meaningful information on social media, okay? But it's up to you. It's up to you to really understand when you do it compulsively, when you do it without an aim, when you do it just to fill up moments in which there is nothing to do, okay? And maybe also ask yourself why you do it, if it's not maybe a way to run away from something. And 99% of the time, yes, you're doing it in order to run away from something.
Mm-hmm.
It's like those are all inputs that give us something in that moment, give us something that is, how can I say?
Missing as well, maybe?
No, not missing, that is engaging, okay? Because you're there are colors, there are people moving, there are sounds, and so on.
I think it's kind of interesting that you're mentioning the colors specifically, because I remember at one point they redid the Instagram logo, and I think they have like scientists that are sort of like the logo is designed so that people click on it more often, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
quite tricky.
Behind the graphic, there is all a study that is not just about how two colors fit nicely together. There is a big study, yes, of course. Also, especially for big corporates, there is a big study behind all the marketing thing and all the. I don't remember how it's called, like the appearance of the brand appearance. Yeah, can be.
Valentino, it was such a fascinating conversation.
Oh, wow.
I'm kind of, it feels like it could go on and on, but I actually ran out of questions that I prepared. But is there maybe something like a message, like just a general thing that you would like people to know or to?
Yes, I would like to share something, which is not being satisfied. I suggest people not to be satisfied and to work on themselves. With body work, with psychotherapy, with crystal, with leaves, with ritual, whatever. But to search in their life a higher happiness, a higher satisfaction, and higher fulfillment. Because what I see with my work is that many times we forget that we only have one life. And we invest a lot of energy, a lot of time, a lot of our life actually in chasing something that don't represent us. That there is something that has been put in front of us, like, hey, look how beautiful is this thing. And we I don't know, like dogs chasing a ball, like, yeah, it's mine. But have you ever asked yourself, is that what I really want? And so not being satisfied, asking themselves, am I really satisfied? Okay. And working on themselves, because there is nothing more beautiful than learning about ourselves and try in our life to match our true self, the real ourselves. This is something that I would like to share with the world.
Beautiful. So if people want to find you and work with you, how can they reach you?
So I have an Instagram account, being.bodies, thank you. Also my website, being-bodies.com. I work and live here in Vienna, but I also work online. I also starting now giving intensive session for now just in Rome, but I'm also planning to expand a little bit this thing also to other cities. Yeah.
Sounds exciting.
Yep. Yeah. It's a new project. It's something that really excites me. Yeah.
Valentino, thank you for the conversation.
Thank you for inviting me. It was beautiful.
It was a pleasure. Hi, this is just a quick section to get through the sponsor of this episode, which is my company. I'm the owner of One Motion, a creative agency which does corporate video content for clients, like introductory videos for their website, testimonial videos, product shoots, and social media content. Maybe you know someone who needs these kinds of things. You can gladly guide them to us because we can ensure that they will receive a very high quality of video content. Or you might know a couple which is getting married. A wedding is a very beautiful event, but it lasts only one day. But with a wedding movie, the memory can last forever. Just guide them towards my other brand, Love Moments, and they can receive a beautiful cinematic video of their wedding day.